Hello, game devs, and welcome to our virtual summer camp for video game design. In this video, we're going to talk about the format of the course, and then we're going to talk about what you're supposed to install and get into a little bit more detail so that you're prepared on the first day. So stay tuned. I've read through all of your essays, and we have such a cool group of game devs. We have writers, artists, designers, and even someone who has their own game review YouTube channel. So this is actually very similar to the makeup of a course in, Intro to Game Design, which I teach here at UConn. Except this time, I don't have to give out any grades, and that makes everything way easier. We've got 3 weeks together this July, and this is where it gets interesting because game development is about self-expression. So some of you are going to want to make a story, and some of you are going to want to draw art. This class is here to make something fun, something that you want to make, to the best of our ability within the constraints of the class, of course. So if you have a strong desire to make something specific, please tell me, and we can adjust the curriculum for you. You'll find that the specific first-person video game curriculum that we've laid out for you is quite flexible and allows you to customize a lot and also then share with your other colleagues who are working through the same material. On our first day, we're going to go through some introduction to game development. What are the careers out there? What kind of education do you need to get a job? Those kind of questions that we have a lot of. And then the second half of the day is going to be an introduction to Unity 3D. So make sure that you follow the installation video instructions, which are marked in this video. In our second class, we will have a discussion about what our class game should be. It should be something free that everyone can play, and that's going to be our homework over the weekend. We have to play that game over the weekend and, make sure that we understand what it is. Oh no, how we survive. But after that, we're going to have a discussion about the game and talk about the ins and outs of the game and why it's important. And that's going to kind of mimic some of the discussions we have in class. After that discussion, we're going to be creating a first-person game. I found the most effective way to teach is through recorded tutorials that you as a student work through at your own pace so that, that way if you're asking a question and I'll be there to answer any questions with the material, other people aren't just twiddling their fingers waiting for something to be answered. And even more important, it means that no one gets left behind. Because in week 2, we're going to discuss the class game. We're going to select that thing that you want to do to customize your first-person game. So week 1, we're going to work on first-person game. Week 2, we're going to figure out what to customize. Maybe you want to create a character to talk to. Maybe you want to have a big boss fight. Maybe you want to make a wicked cool environment. But, maybe each time you shoot a surface that makes a different musical note play and you're making some sort of music game. You can pick through a collection of walkthroughs that I've made as well as other online sources, and we can brainstorm as a class to create something unique to you and your project. Although I don't require work outside this class beyond playing some games, I'd also recommend that you take a crack at any assigned content so that you can use your time with me to answer questions and show you the proper technique. So that's like being prepared for class. The class time is very important, not only to learn the thing, but having access to your teachers, the people who are able to teach you and kind of guide you when you're having trouble with those online tutorials. That's part of our process, and what's really important as a faculty member and as a college professor is not necessarily always having the answers for you, but to be able to help you work through that kind of material. In week 3, we're going to have time to implement our project, our idea. Each day, we're going to work on our idea, we're going to develop it a little bit more and add it to the existing project. We'll also have some fun activities, but nothing as big as like a half day. We'll maybe play some Kahoot games or something like that. So if I decided I wanted to make a single player level with like a narrator, and it's kind of in that old West fashion where I'm walking through the town and shooting targets that pop up and the narrator goes, "Ooh, look at that, he's a crack shot," or whatever, I can do that. And everyone here is available to help answer questions. And if there's something that I can't find, I'll make a tutorial on it in our in-between days for you. So, you can make something that's interesting to you. At the last day, I'm going to show you how to create an executable, and we're going to celebrate each other's successes by playing each other's builds and sharing them. So if you've got questions, just connect with me, and I'm happy to clarify on anything. that's the schedule. Let's review some of the software you need to succeed.
All right, so I'm on my development side of things, and what I would like you to do is to download the May 20th, 2021 release. This is LTS, which it stands for long-term support, and we want to get 2020.3.9F1. And these links are in the video down below, as well as in the email that you may have gotten. So, as well as Husky CT, they're all around. You can download Unity Hub first, which is the thing on the bottom right of my screen over here that we're going to look at in a second. So, download Unity Hub first, install it, and let it finish downloading. And then, depending on whether or not you're on a Windows machine or a Mac, download the Windows or Mac version of this editor. Now, we want to download the same version. All of us want to have the same version so that we can help each other and also so that I can help you. Because imagine if each person installed a different version, these things get installed these things get updated very often. That can be kind of challenging for me to have just like the hard drive space to have 30 or 40 Unity versions installed at any time, because I also teach classes and I have my own projects which have their own versions. So let's install this one, Unity 2020.3.9F1. And once you've got the Unity Hub downloaded, you will see the Unity Hub in here, and your projects will probably look empty. And once you have it installed, once you have it opened, you can hit download, or you can hit the executable that you downloaded and install it. That install will be right here, and you're going to see a menu pop up, and you're going to probably want a couple things. You're going to want Microsoft Visual Studio, and you're going to want, if you're going to want WebGL, and if you're on a Windows computer, you want Windows build support. If you're on a Mac computer, you want Mac build support. If you're on a Mac, I'd appreciate it if you also install the Windows build support so that I can use my laptop to play your games. That would be helpful to me, but not required. I also have access to a Mac that I can get to. And that's it. You're going to hit next, and then you're going to hit I have agree and hit done. I have already done these things, so I'm not going to run this installation, but then you're going to have it installed. Once you have it installed, the project, we can go here to Unity Learn, and there are a wonderful amount of different projects that we can get access to. So we have the Creator Kit FPS, we have an RPG and a puzzle. You feel free to play around with these things. They have some very excellent tutorials, and the tutorial that we're going to be working on is the FPS micro game. So we're going to click to install, and we're going to open a project. So now that you've got your game installed, it probably took a little while to kind of open and check out. You can see we're going to go over all of this in class together, but as you can see, there's some tutorials. Oops. And these tutorials will actually give you a guided tour using the Unity editor. And so you can hit start, and then it tells you to select the hand tool and then move around the scene. So this is a really advanced kind of learning system, and we're going to go along with it. You can also just mess around with it. It's all very well labeled, and there are buttons in here. There's tutorials, show tutorials as well. So this is a really great tool. It's the way we're going to be engaging in this system, and we're going to make something interesting.
So this is the only thing that you need to have right now. Just as long as you have this open, because of course, like because if it takes that long, we don't want to bog down class time with just kind of opening and installing. So have this ready by day one, and if you have trouble, just email me, and I'm happy to help work through, make sure you get your installs right. So you can send me screenshots, however you want to do it. But if you have trouble at all, just let me know.
That's everything I can think of. But if you have comments, questions, send them my way because other game devs are probably thinking the same thing. Other than that, I will see you at camp.